Good afternoon, everybody. So first of all, a little word about the selection. So 𝚱𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚗 and 𝚱𝚊𝚢, they are coming tomorrow because they played yesterday afternoon. And we had to make a change in the selection because 𝚘𝚘𝚏𝚏𝚏 is out with injury. And he is replaced by Devin Titus from Stellenbosch. We are aware of the importance of the two games who are in front of us. 2 games of qualification. After those 2 games is finished. So, being the bronze medal of the last AFCON and looking at our opponents in the group, and I have respect for them, but they are not the biggest teams in Africa. I think it would be a little shame if we couldn't qualify. We need 3 or 2 points to have security. We can also write a little bit history by qualifying 2 times in a row. I think it's, I don't know, a long time ago, but it should be a nice achievement, and we can end the fantastic 2024 year on a good way. We started it very well with the bronze medal, so I think it's nice to end that season with a qualification for AFCON again. We will try to qualify in the first game. It will not be easy because we play against an opponent who is already qualified, who is confident. I think they played a very good qualifiers, and they play home. But already in the past we succeeded to win difficult games, and we know we can do it because we have quality in that group. We are confident. Even our last game in Congo was not our best game, and we have some players back that we didn't have in Congo, and I think about 𝚱𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏, I think about 𝚘𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏, I think about 𝚘𝚑𝚎. So those players were not there. We have them now in the group, so I think we can more or do more in such difficult games as that was in Congo, but it will be also in Uganda. We can do more now with those guys in the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. All right, all right, gentlemen. We open the floor to questions, but please, before you ask a question, just first give us the name of your media company and also introduce yourself. Thanks. All right, we'll start.
Are we doing coach first and then the player?
Yeah, coach. We'll finish with coach first. Yeah. So open the floor. Can you take us? Okay, start with you, sir.
𝚘𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏 from 𝚘𝚎𝚜 FM coach. Coach, 𝚘𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏 he has been on fine form in the MLS. He's doing fine, scoring goals every weekend. Him being omitted, what does it mean?
You know, I think that 𝚘𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏 did well in America in the last months. He played well. But you know, when you're going to look at those players who are not there, I can say a few other names also. So those are choices you have to make. And I know there was a time 2 years ago the choices were much easier to make because we didn't have so many players who were able to play in Bafana Bafana. So again, I don't want to speak about the players who are not there because the choice is made, but I can understand that from your side, you're always coming back asking why not this one, why not this one. Again, those are choices I have to make, and I made them. And that doesn't mean that this player is not good enough or whatever. It's a fact of choice. And when you see the preliminary game, were 38 players. So I have to drop 15 players, and maybe from all those 38, maybe they all deserve to be once with 𝚌𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏, but yeah, that's not possible.
Good afternoon, Coach. 𝚌𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚗 Joseph from Sports. I'm just picking your brain on the number of young stars that have raised their hands. Could it be probably that you've got one of them there who is 𝚱𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚏? We've seen Sundowns, quite a few now in the starting lineup. We've seen quite a few now as well, Orlando Pirates. They've got all these, young boys that are playing beautiful football. What does it say to you? And is there still a room for a whole lot of them going into your team?
As you know, from the first day I was here, I was talking about young players. And we didn't have them at that moment. Because when I saw the lineups of the PSL teams at that moment, they were all players of 26, 27, 28 and more. And if you talked about a young player in that time, people came with me with names of players who were 26, 27. That were young players at that moment. So I think I started something with the national team and proved also that young players can be very good and can achieve results. And I think that in the clubs they followed a little bit my example. When you see now, and it's true what you say, in every team you find young players, and it was maybe more easy for the little clubs to do that, and sometimes they have to do it because it was a question of money. But now you see it also in the big teams. As you said, Pirates, you said Sundowns, even Kaizer Chiefs, Shabalala, all those players are young players. So and I think it's a good evolution in South African football because young players are the future. You see Stellenbosch, okay, I can name other clubs, and I'm very happy with that. And that doesn't mean that they will never be in 𝚌𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏, but you have always to be very careful with young players because you can call them too soon. And it's not good for a young player if you call him with 𝚌𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏 and then the next 3, 4, 5 camps you can't call him anymore because maybe he don't play anymore in his club, or maybe you saw at that time that it was maybe too soon to call him for 𝚌𝚏𝚏𝚏𝚏. But I keep my eyes open, certainly, and I'm very happy with what happens on the PSL field for the moment, seeing young players playing. So yeah, it can only be good for South African football.
Okay, first this legend over here.
Coach, obviously, as you're saying, it's all well and good. 20-year-olds are playing the club and that kind of thing, but and we are happy about that, which is good. But aren't we a little bit worried that most of them at that age were at international football everywhere around the world? Those players at that age are already playing for the national team. Our guys are really not ready to play for the national team.
Yeah, but therefore it's also important that at a good moment and at the good club, those players can leave South Africa. But in the future, I saw already many times that players are leaving, are not playing anymore, or choosing the bad club. If they are choosing, I don't think they are choosing, and I talked already before about that. It's certainly the agents who choose for the wallet, not for the player. And I said already, I told already the example of Malula. What is Malula going to do in America? When he is in a club where 2 ex-internationals, Italian internationals are. What is he going to do then? A South African player. He will never have the opportunity to play. So it's important also then, when you make the step, that you make the right choice. And I'm sure of it that from all those younger players I see now, not tomorrow, but in the future, they have the talent to go. But it will be very important that they choose the right club to go. I see what happens with Campbell in Bruges. Because, okay, I live in Bruges, so I know what's up. He's playing for the -23 and everyone is very happy. And I'm sure, because I know that club, I'm sure maybe at the end of the season he will have a chance to play with the first team. And that is the way it has to go. But yeah, this is something first of all agents who decide that. So I think they have to look more to the player himself than to their wallet.
Okay, here and then here.
Coach, I know you're trying to balance the team with, you know, 1 to 2 players in each position and things. But like in the previous window, when Foster got injured, when you went away, I think the team was lacking in attacking options coming from the bench. It didn't look like you had a lot of options. So are you happy with how you are balancing the squad selection? Because let's say somebody gets injured in attack, again, it's the same problem.
Yeah, but first of all, I think we have a great loss with 𝚱𝚘𝚘𝚏𝚖, with 𝚱𝚊𝚏𝚏, and with Foster now. Those were players who were very important for 𝚌𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏. At the other side, I'm confident in the players who are with my group now. And it's not good that we talk about those who are not there because of injuries. They are not there. So, but when I see this guy next to me, when we went to AFCON, everybody was laughing with him. What is he going to do with Magopa in AFCON? So I think the players who are there now for the moment also, I have confidence in them, and I know that they have qualities to help us and to qualify us in the next 2 games. So it's a pity that those players are not there, but I have confidence in Mpata, I have confidence in him, I have confidence with all the others, really, who is there. So we will see what we will do next Friday, but I'm not afraid, or I'm not anxious, or I'm not doubting, because those players are not there. We are strong enough to achieve the 3 points. We are strong enough, that I'm sure of it. So again, it's a pity they are not there, but we don't talk about them anymore now.
Right, over here.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Yeah.
Pasha here, freelance. Coach, I think last week Friday when you announced your final squad, you did mention that 𝚐𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏 is not here because he's not playing correctly. So, but I just wanted to find out, Coach, do you, because he's a senior player and he's a player that you really do rely a lot on, do you have a conversation with him about his future, what to do, just your opinion on his career? What do you say to a player that you think is quite important for the national team?
When I say what?
Do you advise him on his future, on his career? Should he stay at the club? Should he leave? What's your conversation with him?
Look, it's for all the players is the same, and the first question was why this one or why that one. It's a choice I have to make, and my choices are much more difficult than 2-3 years ago. Much difficult, and sometimes I have to drop a player, and I'd like to keep him with me, but it's not possible. I can only select 23 players. So even a player like 𝚱𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏, yes, for the moment 𝚱𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏 don't play in his team. And in the way coming to the press conference, we were talking in the car also with the physical coach. Maybe you don't understand it, but it's a fact. When you don't play, you lose the feeling, you lose the rhythm of the game. Certainly when you play on a level like we. With all respect, this is not PSL. You can ask him. He was in AFCON. You can ask him how those games are. Those are very tough, intensive games. And when you don't have the rhythm of those games, it's very difficult. So with 𝚱𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏, okay, 𝚱𝚐𝚏𝚏 is 𝚱𝚐𝚏 and he's a very good player. But even for him, it should be very difficult to play a role in this team, what we expect from him. And all the critics he have in the past, I always protect him, and I still protect him. It's not honest, because sometimes people ask too much from him. It's not only him. And I feel that people are thinking, with 𝚱𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏, okay, in the team, and then he will score and he will do. It's not going like that. It's not going like that. So again, it's a choice. It was a difficult choice, but I repeat again, the players who are there, I have my full confidence.
So maybe I can phrase it properly. My question was, because he's not in the team and this is not the first time, does he do you speak to him
Yeah.
personally? Maybe you should leave the club, you know?
We had a meeting. But no comment about the meeting. But I had a meeting with Percy,
Okay.
face to face. Yeah.
Perfect, sure.
Coach over here. Coach Noah from KHD Radio. Now, Coach, just in your opening remark, you spoke about you guys are on the verge of qualifying for another AFCON from the back of the AFCON third place finish. 41 caps under your belt since June 2021. How would you describe your tenure as Bafana coach ahead of this important qualifiers of AFCON?
Yes, so you're talking about the team who's qualified for AFCON the -21. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm saying, Coach, how would you describe your tenure at Bafana now that you have managed to qualify for AFCON the last time, finished third?
Well, what I said, it should be a little shame for us if we don't qualify for AFCON, honestly. We have the quality, we are bronze medal. Can you imagine that the bronze medal of 9 months ago can't even qualify for the next AFCON? So I'm not thinking about that because again my confidence is big in this team, but we can't accept that. We can't accept if we shouldn't be qualified for AFCON.
Safam from Somalia. I just wanted to ask you about the return of 𝚑𝚊𝚏𝚊𝚏. And last time we had spoken about how big of a mess he is in the squad. Just having him back, how does that feel? What is he going to bring to your team, and including 𝚑𝚊𝚏𝚐𝚘 as well? Your reason behind that?
You know, first of all, I was very happy that 𝚑𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚐𝚘 played again in Sundowns. He was injured for a long time, and if you see the things he did in the past for Bafana, I think I'm very happy. I tell you that I'm very happy that he's back. The way he's not the finest, biggest, most talented player of South Africa, but he was so important for us in the past games. So it was also a loss that we have that he wasn't there, for example, in Congo, because that is the player who can help us in such games. So again, I'm very happy that he's back. I'm very happy that he played in the Sundowns the last games. So he has again the feeling of the games, and you will see. And you saw already, I think, in the past how important he is for us.
And 𝚑𝚏𝚏𝚐𝚘.
Who?
Titus.
Titus. Well, I think when you see the performances from Devin, and Mayambela is injured, I don't see another player who can replace him. He plays a very strong season. He scores. He's very quick. He can dribble a player, so he's a dangerous player. I think it's. You can't say anything bad about the choice of 𝚑𝚏𝚏𝚐𝚘. So again, I hope if I need him, that he will help us. But I'm sure of it because he has a certain talent, and that is eliminating a player, scoring. So he can help us if we need him.
Benjamin.
Coach, good afternoon. I know there's a lot that needs to happen for you to not qualify.
Yeah.
As it stands, things are in your favor. But have you given it a thought, perhaps reluctantly, that it could yet go pear-shaped? I mean, 2 draws don't guarantee you, unless Congo also fails in their match.
Two draws, always be qualified, because in the game against Congo, we are the winner. So if we have 2 draws, we have 6 points ahead. And Congo wins 2 times, they are with the same points as we.
Yes, but have you considered?
No. I don't. I have to be honest. Sure, I looked the previous weeks what the rules are, if they are. equal points. Yeah. Because I know a few years ago, I think South Africa was dancing on the pitch and they were not qualified. So we can't make a mistake.
But,
So
I'm not saying just in the case of equal points, coach. I mean, you could lose both games. I mean, I don't want to.
you know, when we lose 2 games, 5 minutes after the game, I'm on the flight to Belgium. You can be sure of it. You can be sure of it. If we can't win, okay, Uganda, but not at home against South Sudan, I tell you, I take immediately the flight and you will see me never back again.
All right.
At least we don't kill you.
𝚌𝚊𝚏𝚊𝚏 from News 24. Coach, what do you make of the progress of this Uganda? What do you make of the progress of this Uganda team? Because they used to struggle qualifying for the AFCON, and there's been some development. And now
You know, when you make as a qualifier like Uganda, you grow every game. They didn't lose 1 game. So they play 1 draw against us, and then the rest they won, I think, if I'm right. So that means that this is a team full of confidence. They can play without pressure. Even they play at home, but they are qualified. So whatever happens against us, nothing changed. So and that kind of opponents are always very difficult. So and they play home. So there will be a full stadium. People will celebrate the qualification, and so yeah, the atmosphere will be in favor of them. But again, we played already in the past those difficult games also, and I think about Liberia, for example. That was not easy. We played a draw here, and then you have to go to Liberia. So that means I don't think about all those things. I'm just looking about my team, and I know that my team is strong enough, and they can win in Uganda. I said they can win in Uganda. So we will try to do it, and try to come back to Cape Town and having a celebrating game against South Sudan. That's the thing we try to achieve. But it is always a game of football. And in a game of football, everything can happen.
Okay.
Coach, it's me again. Apologies on asking on players. You said something about 𝚭𝚕𝚏𝚐𝚏 being omitted from the squad, not getting enough minutes at 𝚭𝚊𝚏𝚏. And we look at players such as 𝚭𝚕𝚐𝚘 and 𝚭𝚊𝚏𝚏𝚏, who are also not getting minutes at Mamelodi Sundowns. But the same wasn't said about them. But now it's being said that 𝚭𝚭𝚐𝚏 is not getting minutes. What's the difference between
how
the
many
two players?
how many minutes 𝚭𝚐𝚏 played the last 6 weeks? Ask you.
I'm not sure, Coach.
𝚭𝚐𝚏 played 6 weeks ago 80 minutes, and since then he played once 10 minutes, and I think last week Thursday he came in the 92nd minute. Those are the minutes that 𝚭𝚐𝚏 played. How many minutes played Mokoena?
He did not get any minutes start of the season.
I think he played 3 games already for Sunday. I think.
It's all down to minutes.
What?
It's all down to minutes.
Yeah, but it's a difference. Mokoena plays the last game also already, 90 minutes. So it's not a question of this and that and why this one and why that one. I think if you look at the minutes they play, I think there is no question about why this one well and this one not. It's clear.
All right. One last question, just before we turn to the players.
Coach, in PE you sort of got a little bit tough with Jalen Adams, or issues related to discipline and all that. My question is twofold. Firstly, how important, how do you normally come across stuff like that with our players? Maybe sometimes you deal with them internally without telling the outside world. And also, how important was it to send a strong message to the guys that you can't tolerate nonsense from?
I talked already before also about attitude. If you don't have the right attitude, you can have as much talent as you want. you will never achieve a big career, never. So I think 𝚘𝚏 is young, and it's totally normal that he makes mistakes. The only thing I hope that he learn about his mistakes. So I punished him for something. I see that after the camp, the last camp, he had also a little bit trouble to play for Stellenbosch. That has to have a reason. So that means also, I think, that the coach is not really happy with his attitude also. And again, if he learns about that, then there is no problem. And I hope that he learns about it. And I hope that he knows that having talent is not enough. You need to have the right attitude. And it should be a pity that he spoils his career by not having the right attitude. So we have to help him because he's a young player. So because he's not there now, because he was not there the last camp, I hope that this is for him a wake-up call. And the fact that he don't play for the moment in Stellenbosch, that is also a wake-up call. And they will learn from that, and that we see 𝚘𝚏 again on a level that we are used to see, and then there is no problem. 𝚘𝚏 will be with 𝚌𝚐𝚏𝚏𝚏. There is no problem.
Right, yes, coach.
Yeah.
We switch.
Kicking out again, coach.